you want to get out of the rat race and live debt-free? We have got the most effective financial advice you will ever get. Accompany us as we lead you to the fulfilled existence you so richly deserve. Welcome back to the Tech Investor. For today's video, we will have a look at the basic but important tips that can assist you on how to manage your finances so you can live your life in freedom. Making ends meet might feel like a superhuman task that calls for a GPS navigator and map maker of the best quality. To go forward, you must first assess your current situation and set goals for the future. And if that weren't enough of a hand, you'll also have to figure out how to travel from here to there without taking any extra shortcuts, which might add up to a lot of extra money. But calm down and take a big breath. Let your shoulders relax, because there are only 4 easy steps involved. Some targets are decades away, if not more. Exactly, that's how the strategy was supposed to work. But there's an instant benefit too. You will feel a lot less stressed the moment you start getting a handle on all the worrying money matters. Now let's get started. The first one that you need to do is to spend less money than you make. Let's admit it, we're not good with money, in part because discussing it is socially unacceptable. In order to make progress, we need to have an open and frank discussions about money, but doing so requires us to put aside our pride and strive to educate one another rather than judging and insulting one another. To help you get started, I'll offer 3 books that I think will be helpful in your pursuit of financial literacy. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi, and Unshakable by Tony Robbins. I think you'll get a lot out of all 3 of these books since they provide excellent, trustworthy information that is proven effective. Also, it's important to avoid getting sucked into the lifestyle creep trap. Each time our income increases, whether through a promotion at work or just increased saving, as soon as we can, we plan to improve our living situation by upgrading our apartment and purchasing a newer, nicer automobile. And while we do this, we might say that we're acknowledging and celebrating the victory. However, in contrast, if we were to be more frugal, we might maintain our current standard of living rather than allow it to expand in tandem with our earnings. To be honest, if we maintain the same standard of living each year, we won't be as comfortable or secure in 5 to 10 years as we would be if we instead reduced our standard of living each year. Right? We spend a lot of money on nonsense and find cunning methods to justify our purchases. Let's end this cycle. The next thing that you need to do is to sacrifice. To get something important, you must give up something else. That is without question one of the most unwavering facts there is. It's not a particularly appealing concept to give up pleasures in the now in order to enjoy benefits in the future. However, this is crucial. To put your children through college, you can take out a loan, but to support your retirement, you must have saved the money yourself over the years. Keep this in mind the next time you want to splurge. That's why the lesson of sacrifice is straightforward. Individuals who forego some current pleasures to make their money work harder in the future will be better off financially. Remember that knowledge is only useful if it is put to use. Therefore, keep that in mind at all times. But there are some tips to make this achievable. An example is to try not to venture out too often. Inflation is skyrocketing, and you don't need to splurge regularly by going out and spending money on steak and wine. It might sound hard at first, but consider why is it that you desire to be debt-free. And writing also helps. Don't forget to jot down your responses next time you're tempted to buy something you don't actually need. Just what then are you giving up at the moment? Speaking of writing one's thoughts, we've made a video explaining how the rich adopt this strategy to grow even richer. If you're interested, a link to it will be provided in the description box below. We need your help to beat the algorithm and share this message with more individuals who want to achieve financial independence. So if you appreciate this post, please click the like button. The third piece of advice that we have is to follow the 50-30-20 budget rule. So what is the 50-30-20 budget rule? Let's start with the biggest portion, 50%, which is needs. To put it simply, needs are the essentials that must be purchased in order to maintain life. These are your must-haves, and they may include things like your mortgage or rent, auto payments, food, and insurance. The amount left over after taxes should be sufficient to meet all of your expenses. If your necessities are costing more than that, you will need to either reduce your spending elsewhere or consider making some lifestyle adjustments, such as moving to a smaller residence or driving a less flashy vehicle. This is then followed by 30%, which is wants. Spending money on items that aren't needed is considered a want. This includes going out to eat at the movies, buying a new purse, going to a sporting event, going on a trip, buying the newest technological item, and having access to the fastest internet. Stripped to its barest elements, everything in a wants box can be considered negotiable. Instead of spending money on a gym membership, a meal at home, or game tickets, you could do all of these things in your own house. Wants, in a nutshell, are the monetary extras that enrich one's experience of daily life. But before we forget, 20%, which is savings. Finally, you should strive to save and invest 20% of your after-tax income. This may involve putting money away in a savings account at the bank, contributing to a retirement savings plan through a mutual fund, or investing in the stock market. In case you lose your job or anything else unexpected happens, you should have enough money saved up to last you for at least 3 months. After that, you should prioritize saving for retirement and other long-term financial objectives. You see, these 3 factors are pretty important. Think about getting debt-free and leap into the next step, taking risks to create more money. And the most important piece of advice, remember that money can buy freedom. As said by J.L. Collins, there are many things money can buy, but the most valuable of all is freedom. Freedom to do what you want and to work for whom you respect. Freedom, not material goods, is the best thing that money can buy. The independence to choose whether or not to work, how to use our time during the day, and how much sleep we get. People often daydream about the items they would buy if they had a lot of money. But even if one has a garage full of Lamborghinis, this is hardly the biggest benefit of wealth. You can buy happiness with money, but it's best spent on things like experiences. Do you agree? Evidence suggests that life's experiences are more important to happiness than material goods. As you can probably come up with a personal example right now, like that happy memory of a simple celebration with family or getting to try something for the first time. You see, when you reframe your quest for financial success as a quest for personal freedom, you allow yourself to want it on a deep, genuine level. No longer is it considered evil to wish for having a big bag of money. Simply aiming to make the most of the time we have here on Earth transforms a basic task into a meaningful adventure. And trust me, it's worth it. Moreover, an unbelievable thing occurs once you begin to see money as freedom. Because at some point, you convince yourself that you can succeed. And now you're sitting down to read. You begin to acquire knowledge, you make your first financial commitment, to put pen to paper, you begin. You decide to invest in the risky world of stock market. After a while, you come into unequal opportunities. And as you know it, you're on your way to financial success. When you realize that material freedom is a means to an end, your perspective shifts dramatically. In the end, success tastes like a relaxing cup of coffee, a dinner with the family, or a walk in the park. What could be better than freedom to pursue your own interests whenever you please? To have that is to be wealthy. Indeed, this is why the effort should be made. You need to carry on. In a nutshell, having a financial plan is important for anybody, not just the wealthy. Anyone may use them to figure out what they want out of life and map out a strategy to get there. Putting together a budget now will provide you with a roadmap to follow while you attempt to realize your life's ambitions. From whatever vantage point, it is the same. What matters is that you achieve your goals while also bolstering your financial security. So, what are you waiting for? Do you hope to retire before the age of 40, go on vacation, or establish a side business? Depending on your goal, you may either use pre-existing resources or devise a new budget. Note, unexpected events might have a negative impact on your finances. Don't give up and accept them as your fate. Instead, fight them off. Your financial strategy is the strongest weapon under your sleeve. We hope you enjoyed the video, but now that it is over, what did you think? What advice will you likely adopt first? Leave your comments down below and don't forget to hit that like button. To keep learning more about personal finances, investment, and tech companies, subscribe to our channel, The Tech Investor. We really appreciate you taking the time to see our videos. God bless you, and we'd love to see you in the next one.